Hi everyone and welcome to my gadget video. Now before you scream and switch over to a different video, this is not going to be techie and boring, I hope. This is just a rundown of all my favourite gadgets of this year and some kind of all-time favourites that help me throughout the day, make my life easier, and hopefully if you're still looking for Christmas gift ideas or ideas for what you want for Christmas, this should give you some kind of guidance if it's gadgets you're after. So it's not kind of a techie video really, it's more a lifestyle video. So here we go, my rundown of my favourite gadgets. Now the first one, and you'll have heard me talk about this loads, is the Babyliss Big Hair. I'm going to cut in some bits of video of me using the Babyliss Big Hair because I have shown it in loads and loads of videos. It just makes life so much easier for me because I hate doing my hair. I find it really boring if it takes more than 5 minutes, and I don't really get on that well with a hairdryer. I find blow drying with a round brush and a hairdryer really tedious and quite difficult, and my arms kind of go numb. This is the thing that saves me the most time, that I rely on most, and I actually just take it with me everywhere now. If I'm going away, even for a night and I'm filming, then I make sure I take a suitcase so that I can fit this in. It is quite large, but it doesn't weigh that much and it's not very expensive to buy. They've just brought out one for shorter layers as well, which is slightly same size overall, but the head is slightly smaller, so it's better for adding curve to shorter layers or shorter hair. Okay, on to everyday technology. Slightly Mac heavy, Apple Mac heavy, and that's because I've been using Mac for about 15 years. Can't even remember how to turn a PC on, which is shameful, but I think once you're kind of drawn into the world of Mac and you've got a few things that are Mac, it's quite difficult to kind of extricate yourself. And generally, I'm very, very happy with my Mac stuff. I know there are brilliant Android and PC products out there, but I've kind of got no need to try them. I mean, I should do some kind of comparison reviews and stuff like that, but maybe I'll get around to that next year. So yeah, very happy in general. I've got a big iMac that I work on in mission control, and I've got a MacBook Air for when I travel. I've got my iPhone that I use on an everyday basis, which I'm pretty much lost without, to be honest. And my latest acquisition is the iPad mini, which I got for my birthday. Now I'm going to do a separate review on that because I feel like I need to go a little bit more in depth. But if you saw my last video on this channel, my monthly favourites with Mum, then you'll see that I filmed, edited and uploaded that video all from my iPad mini, which I thought was pretty good going for a tiny little thing like that. So I'll do another separate review on it, more in depth, and I'll put the link in the information box below if you're interested in that. Now, you might think that the next gadget I'm going to talk about is a little bit redundant because I've got an iPhone and I've got an iPad mini, and you can get an app for this on both of those, but bear with me because the next one is the Kindle. Now, I've had a Kindle for 2 years. I'm a real book snob, so I never wanted a Kindle, ever. I really like the feel of paper and holding a book in my hand and kind of turning down the corners to mark my page and writing my name in the front. I know it sounds silly, but I've got a whole thing about books, and I've got a whole library of books, kind of floor to floor, kind of, you know, floor to ceiling shelving full of books. Love them. But once I got my Kindle, I realised that when I was travelling, I had access to pretty much a whole library of books without having to lug around 8 or 9 books for maybe a week or 2 away. So it has saved me a lot of lugging around of extra weight, and I don't know, I just, you kind of get used to reading on it, and then I haven't looked back really. So I'm a complete convert. I got my first one 2 years ago for Christmas, so it's a bit of a prototype. It's got the keyboard and it's a lot heavier and a lot bigger than the newer ones. But I also have a newer one here as well, which I've been sent to review. And this is really, really good. It's the Kindle Paperwhite. And one of the main reasons that I love the Kindle is that I can't read for long periods of time on a backlit screen. So can't read on my iPad mini, it would just kill my eyes and I'd get a headache, and I read often for 4 or 5 hours at a time. So it's really important for me to be comfortable when I'm reading. Hence why I read on the Kindle. Now the newest Kindle, the Paperwhite, does have a backlit screen, but it's kind of different backlighting. It's very, very white and it's very, very black writing, so it's like looking at paper, and you can adjust the brightness of the whiteness using a slider, so you don't have to have it on if you don't need it. And also I think the main difference between that and a tablet is there's no kind of sheen or reflection on the screen, which also kind of strains your eyes a little bit. So love the new Paperwhite. If you're into your reading and you want to get a Kindle and you're wondering which one to get, then that's the one that I would go for, because I only use my Kindle for reading. I'm not interested in checking my emails or watching films on it. I suppose if you are, then go for the Fire HD, which is kind of brilliant, high definition, full colour, really, really good. But if you're just interested in reading and you don't want to have to get a case with an external light, then go for the Paperwhite. And also you can get two options, Wi-Fi or 3G. I've got 3G on my prototype wind up Kindle from years ago, and I find that useful because if I'm in an airport somewhere far flung and they don't have any Wi-Fi and I don't want to have to pay to get on Wi-Fi, then it's always connected. It's always connected to the Amazon cloud. I think it's called WhisperNet. So wherever you are in the world, pretty much, you can download a book. And once when I was stuck in Norway airport for about 8 hours, airport books are really expensive to buy. They were kind of £10. So I just logged onto Kindle, bought a few books for 99p, and I was fine. That's a main gadget that I really take with me everywhere. It's invaluable for travelling, always in my bag, even if I'm just popping into town, because I do a lot of my reading on the tube. Now moving down to the kitchen, might seem a bit fuddy-duddy to have favourite gadgets that are in the kitchen, but I do a lot of cooking, and this year I've been trying to make quite big changes to my lifestyle to make my general eating habits a little bit more healthy. So the first thing is a Cuisinart bread maker, and I bought this about nearly a year ago now actually, and it just gets used all the time. I just wanted to have fresh bread without all the kind of additives and preservatives, and I know that I could make it from the start and just knead it myself and stick it in the oven, but I often don't have time. So for me this is a nice happy medium, and you don't need to spend this much on a bread maker. Obviously there are loads that are cheaper, but I wanted one that kind of fit in with the look of my kitchen, so I spent a bit more, but you can get them from about £50–60 upwards. I just really like the sleek design of this one because some of them are frankly atrocious, and I wanted to be able to keep it out and not have to keep taking it in and out of a cupboard and hiding it away. So that's the first one. The second one is something that I'm actually reviewing at the moment, and it's the Virgin water bar. And basically what this is a kind of water dispenser that dispenses filtered ice cold water or filtered boiling water. So rather than having a kettle, you have this. It's not very big, doesn't take up very much room, and at a touch of a button you either get filtered water and all the bacteria, I can't remember the technology behind it, but all the bacteria are kind of killed off by some kind of lamp inside it. And then the other side of the machine, the reservoir holds boiling water. And at first I did think, you know, what's this got over a kettle? But I have to say, I am drinking a lot more water, probably 4 times more water than I was before. I was so dehydrated before, and it seems really stupid because all you have to do is turn on the tap, but there's just something about having it. It feels a bit like when you're at a restaurant and you've got bottled water there. You tend to drink a lot more than you would if you were just at home. It's kind of, I don't know, for me it's got a bit of a novelty factor. It feels a little bit posh having this filtered water come out and it's all nice and cold. So yeah, it seems weird, but it has made me drink a lot more cold water, and I'm also drinking a lot more of my herbal teas. First impressions after a month or so, really good, and it kind of blends quite nicely into my kitchen, and it's quite weird how soon I've got used to just turning around and pressing a button and having my cold water or my herbal tea. So big tick for that one. And lastly we have the George Foreman grill, which also I've had for years and years. I bought this one at Costco, but you can get them pretty much everywhere, loads of different types, and I like this for grilling my meat on for a few different reasons. First one is that things under my main grill always seem to catch fire. Second one, I hate cleaning grill pans. It don't fit in the dishwasher and it hardly fits in my sink because I've got a big cooker. And thirdly, what's the third one? I don't even know what the third one is. Oh, it seems to kind of cook things more evenly and more easily, and the fat runs off. Oh yes, that was the third thing. So really good. You can get them from all kind of price ranges, from really cheap for kind of one person putting one chicken breast in and one burger, or like these family grill things which are huge. But I would recommend getting a mid-range one that's easy enough to take in and out of the cupboard. Mine's pretty hefty, but the little plates that go inside fit into my dishwasher really easily. So just have a little look before you get one. I think they're brilliant. If you're lazy like me and you just can't be bothered washing up loads of things, they're just convenient really. So that's that. Hope that's been useful for you, and that you haven't all turned off. If you're, as I said, still looking for gifts and things like that, that might have given you a couple of ideas. So hope you've enjoyed that. More Christmassy things next week. Getting very excited now for the holidays. And make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you go over to the vlog channel and have a look at my iPad mini review. And I'll see you in the next video.